What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of VR365. I am live with Noah, also known as the Golden Leaper, also known as Mr. Magic Leap, and the Golden Boy, and the Willy Wonka Ticket Kid. The Willy Wonka Ticket Kid. He went to the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory with Roni Abovitz. There's Willy Wonka right there showing him a sock puppet. Noah.
It's not a sock puppet.
He's showing you a sock puppet, the Magic Leaper, the Golden Leaper.
No,
Do you still have that?
No, it's...
Do you still have that? Oh, hell no. Yes, that is the real one right there. Is that the one right there?
That's the one. That's the one.
Okay,
that's the
dude,
one.
you got to sell me that for $10. No. $10, bro. Come on, man, $10.
No. I'm keeping it.
Hey, so check this out, though. If you were to sell that, how much money does somebody have to give you where you're like, F it, man, I got to let it go?
No.
So there's no price. What if I say, dude, I'll give you $10,000 for that? You're not going to take $10,000 U.S. cash?
I'm not going to sell the headset either. The headset's my
What do you think the headset is worth right now?
Well, it's worth less than it was when I got it, I think.
Okay, so this is the Webinator. Have you ever heard of the Webinator? Okay, let's see.
I've heard of the Webinal.
Okay, I know what I wanted to look at. Let's go to ebay.com. Let's go to ebay.com and let's take a look at a Magic Leap 1. What is the current value for a Magic Leap 1? Ladies and gentlemen,
somewhere in the ballpark around $1,000.
We are mere minutes away from finding out.
Like around 1,100, 1,200, I think, around there.
You look at completed items. So I'm going to click on completed items. And here we go. Okay, here we go. Magic Leap 1, $1,000. Here's one for $800. Size 1, $800. It's got the remote and the puck. $30 shipping, so $830. So basically, I mean, $999, $710, $999, $680. $680. Somebody got that one for a little bit cheaper. 11 bids. $700, $800. So it's probably worth a good strong $850. But the sentimentality of it all, right? You just can't part with it.
I'm not gonna part. It's a gift, dude. It's a gift.
It's a gift, but I'm sure. Okay, let me ask you this though.
It's an important gift in my life. Also, I'm pretty sure that it's still one of the best AR headsets in the entire industry right now.
Yeah. What about? So, are you playing anything on it? Like, have you downloaded any recent? Has there been any software that you can download and that you've checked out recently?
There's a couple of things, but I haven't really seen them as of super late. I've seen there's a few things that came out. I don't know how much there has been that came out lately though.
Yeah.
You know who might know is that guy Thwaxo in the chat. Would probably know. He's been on it every day.
Yeah. So what about like Dr. Gourdboards? Is that still like the very best?
That's the best thing
single
on the
best
headset
thing.
Right now. Yeah. Besides like a few other. The Last Light is the other best thing, and a few other in-house things are the best. Other best
here
things.
We go. This is a perfect window right here. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I am talking live with Noah, Mr. Magic Leap. Noah, let's go back in time. When did you first get hyped on Magic Leap? What year was it that this whole Magic Leap love affair began for you?
Like 2013, 14-ish? I don't know, like 13-ish, 14-ish. I don't know what year it was, but it was a long time ago. At least 6.5 years ago. Yeah,
what was the first how did you discover it? Was it like, how did you hear about it? Where did you find out about it?
I guess it was. Oh, that's when I had my hair. I guess that's at least only 2 years ago. Oh my god. That's at least God, yeah, that was a nice picture of me.
I got your volume.
It was at least when I heard about it. What was the question? What was the question again?
Damn, I don't remember what the question was now. I'm looking at these pictures. Remember that? What's that lady's name? Do you remember that lady?
Shanna DeLulis. She was nice to
Yeah,
me. Very nice
yeah,
to me.
Shanna. Do you remember when she was on some show? There was like an interview and
Live.
dude, Magic Leap
Live.
was like this. Magic Leap had such a air of mystery and excitement about it. There was a dream here. People thought this was Walt Disney. People thought this was like the next great thing. Do you remember? Wait, do you remember that one guy, that British comedian? He's been in like he does like the Grammys and stuff.
Yes.
What was the
Yes.
quote that he had? He's like, "What does it feel like to be Alexander Graham Bell or some shit?" You know? Do you remember that? Yeah. So there would be these statements that you would see, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, these people have seen the future." Yeah. Hold on, I got it. Hold on a sec.
About to change the world. They said about to change the world.
It says, Ricky Gervais, at Magic Leap, you are about to change the world. How does that feel? That was April 14th, 2017.
I remember that.
But it was just something, it was just stuff like that. But then, of course, we also heard around that same time that Beyonce was shown the Magic Leap and she wasn't impressed.
What year was that again?
What year?
You know what?
This was 2017.
You know what okay, so what happened was they stuffed it all into a smaller headset eventually, and they got less impressive. As time went on, but they couldn't get it down to the right size eventually. They had this giant thing, this beast of equipment, this thing called the bench top or the big bench or the beast, and that thing was stuffed to a smaller equipment. And when they finally had ran out of time to get into the middle of August, their ship date, it got less impressive by a marginal amount, and they ran out of time for their shipping and this. Yeah.
So, do you really believe like this beast thing? Like that was like a real thing? Like there's a real beast?
I've heard on multiple occasions people have verified. Oh, this thing is real. This is people that were insiders have told me this. Insiders have told me this. People that have worked there have told me that it's real. Not just Roni. Other people have told me this. I've seen the beast. I've been in front of it. I haven't seen what it looks like to look inside of it, but I've been in front of it.
Yeah. So it just, the bottom line was they could never miniaturize that. Then it basically became very similar to like a HoloLens copycat product. And
No, it was better. It was a little bit better.
It's a little bit better, but it wasn't enough better. Like
I got to use the WD3, but it wasn't like actually. I don't think it was on the WD3 environment for some reason. The beast is. Oh, hang on. I think it was on the ML1 environment for some reason, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It was like looking through another ML1, but because the glasses that I looked through were like there was a WD3. I looked through WD3, but it was as if I was looking through the ML1 still, and I don't know why. I think the girl was worried that was showing me it was like worried that I was going to see something and not know if I was. She was worried when I looked through it. I think it was very strange for me when I didn't know what was going on. She was worried about it, but anyway, I looked through it again. It was like looking through the M1 again, but it's wider FOV, not as tall.
Do you remember going to this in Los Angeles?
Yes, I do. That's where my profile picture is from.
Yeah,
my profile picture.
So you were really trying to live a dream there for a minute. Like you kind of wanted to be hired by Magic Leap, right? Why? They should have probably found a little spot for you as an assistant to like the social media director or whatever, because as much as you tweet, like as much as you're always tweeting about this and that, and you're up on every little news story instantly, like you could have been an employee of Magic Leap, and it is a little bit unfortunate. But at the same time, you've kind of like, maybe they kind of got sick of you at a certain point and they thought, oh my God, this freaking Noah dude just won't leave us alone.
No, never. They made me buttons.
Yeah, but that was in the early days before you were asking for a job every day for 3 years.
I don't think so.
You've invested so much time and so much energy, just like 100% Magic Leap. And then it appears that now it's not really going to be that consumer product that you wanted it to be. And even a bigger question than that, though, is what about AR? Like just AR in general. You remember
AR will
Noah?
be.
Noah, wait. I was excited for AR. Like
Yeah,
I
I know.
wanted Magic Leap to be successful. HoloLens, InReal, any of these things. You know, I
They're
want there to be AR, right? But it does it
AR.
is AR like 5 years too early though?
AR is on track according to this PDF. I kind of like it.
Okay, so here's
It was
this thing you're talking about: displays and optics for AR and VR 2020 market and technology report.
By the way, Waxo just said something that's true in the chat. Magic Leap has said for a long time that it wouldn't target consumers until 2023. I think that's actually a truthful statement.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest about the whole Magic Leap thing. It really has kind of collapsed. The chance of this company surviving for, like, the chance of Magic Leap being alive in 5 years is very slim, I think. What do you think? You think Magic Leap is going to be around in 5 years?
I think that I they're either going to be bought out or they're going to merge with some other companies or they're going to go away.
I think they're
I
going
don't
to
think
go.
they're.
Well, see, here's the thing, dude. Every once in a while, there will be some major idea, and a company will jump in 10 years too early. And this actually happened. There was this product, it was called On Live, and it was basically Google Stadia, but like 15 years too early. Do you remember that? There was this thing called On Live. It was a box that you can get, and
Yeah, XCloud kind of thing. XCloud kind of thing.
it was basically you would stream games. It was pretty much Stadia. It was like Google Stadia or something like that, but it was like 15 years ahead of when that would really happen. And I kind of
Everyone said they're too early.
yeah, and the problem is like do they have enough money? Do they still have enough money? How many people did they fire? Like, have you been keeping track of those kind of aspects of it?
Yeah, it was less than reported. It was a little like about 400 ish.
Magic Leap valuation in free fall. This is September 5th, 2020. Yeah, so this story, you want to talk about a damning story. Okay, so
You mean the one from the information?
here, let me just, yeah, this is from
That was
VR
the
Room.
information.
It's like at the peak of its
No,
hype,
that was
Magic Leap was estimated to be worth more than 6 billion by both investors and market watchers. The startup raised 2.6 billion in investor capital. Google alone invested 500 million. As recently as June 2020, there was another infusion of 350 million investment from an unknown source. I don't know why that happened. An injection of cash that saved Magic Leap from total collapse. But basically, it says the steepest markdown in private tech this year, Magic Leap, a weighted average of more than 10 investors, puts it at $450 million valuation.
I know.
Some mark their shares to zero. Some mark their shares to zero. That's what I'm talking about, where there's some investment, like venture capitalist groups, that basically said, we're going to write off our entire investment in Magic Leap as a 100% loss. So they claim that as a loss, which offsets some of their other wins. And so some people are going to do that. They're just going to write that shit off. And they've done that. So that's an example. Can this company survive for a couple more years?
Yeah, I think they can, but I also I know expert on analyzing data like that. I'm just the kind of guy who's been like.
Yeah, we're just chilling right now is what we're doing. We're basically talking with Noah on what it's like to be like a hardcore ridiculous fanboy for something and then for it to kind of die off. My question is, Noah, why not when you see that Magic Leap is kind of dying a little bit? I know it's incredibly painful. I know that you have basically invested so much of your heart and soul into this company, And
I want there to be AR actually more than I want there to be a company that does.
okay, why not jump on Apple and just be like Mr. freaking Apple AR guy?
Apple fanboys kind of bug me a little bit. I think some like most people, honestly.
But aren't they the more likely winners of this possible war?
Not if they don't go open source. They aren't. Apple will go open source. They won't.
Well, they're not. I mean, no,
I
they're
think
not going to go open source. What are you talking about?
Neither is Magic Leap.
Yeah, that's they're closed ecosystems. Facebook as well. Honestly, you could be more of a fan of Facebook right now, Facebook Reality Labs, than Magic Leap. If I was going to bet money, if I was going to bet money on who would have a successful AR product 5 years from now, I would not be betting on Magic Leap. The only thing Magic Leap really has is they have patents and stuff. Somebody might acquire them for those patents.
Somebody said something to me about. I know this is gonna counteract exactly what you just said.
No, wait. Let's hold on. Let's stay on target. Stay on target, Noah. I need you to. Let's answer the question of why not just be an Apple AR lover or a Facebook AR lover, or even an InReal AR lover. Why not jump ship? You know, why not be a little rat that's running on a ship and
You're
you
trying
jump
to convince me to jump
and you
ship?
land on another ship?
Because I've been sticking with this for so long. I don't know. I've been stuck with this. I had a good thing happen to me. I mean, I guess that's part of the reason why. I don't want to jump that ship anymore.
But it's not going to be a consumer product for any time, for probably several years now.
I'm it's part. I guess it's part of like getting used to something. Actually, getting used to like something. It's part of my mindset now. Partly, I really want to be able to be this general AR fan, but it's partly a mindset thing now.
I think what people can do with AR, see, here's the biggest criticism that you get with AR, Noah, and we were talking about this.
It doesn't have any of that yet.
Well, we were talking about this before the show started.
Yeah.
We were talking about how the number one criticism I hear is people will say, yeah, you might be able to do something really cool in AR. For example, I've got this big open wall right here, right? And you could probably make like things come out of that wall and it could be kind of cool. But the
Can
problem...
we just talk a minute about the future prospects of AR instead of like talking about other things like that?
But wait. Just answer the questions. Like you keep going to all these different things. I'm saying the number one complaint is that you're going to get tired of looking at a wall like that. You know, you're going to see this same wall and you're going to get sick of it. And that's always going to be the background for whatever little crazy thing you're doing.
Do you want to know one of the people that I liked that was in the indie development group though with them? Indie development people that got an indie development grant. It was one of the people that had just did this stuff specifically for infrastructure of like they build buildings. That was one of the people that got an indie development grant. So I think that's, I don't know, I'm probably completely rigged, but they got an indie grant. They build buildings in new kinds of ways. I looked into them. It was called the ES, I don't know, some six letter name of a group. They do infrastructure. They do, yeah.
Let's see what's going
AR
on.
AR games are not just on walls. He's right.
Yeah, AR games just aren't on walls. Yeah, so here's the thing. The thing about AR games, like, I think you could do some incredibly cool things with AR games from a standpoint where the game would be designed where it's like, okay, you got to go to your downtown area to play this game.
Yeah.
You go to your downtown area and you find 3 tall skyscrapers. And then the game is going to take place on those 3 tall skyscrapers. And you're going to have freaking King Kong battling airplanes or whatever. You're going to have the real freaking skyscraper right there in real reality. So it's like, and then there's going to be games where you want to go to a river to play it. Or there's games where you're going to want to have a swimming pool there. There's games where you're going to want to be in the park.
Don't you think that's a good thing? It'll get people out more, honestly.
Yeah, it'll be the gamification of like anything you can possibly imagine. Yeah, it'll be the gamification of everything.
So there's a thing called gamifying reality now, and that's a real term. That's a real thing. Actually, I want to talk to you just about like doing that, talking about this stuff now. That's like that's the real thing. The real, just bounce ideas off me with, please.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
a this.
go.
I just want to talk about. I want to talk about the Oasis, the Metaverse now. This is actually really cool stuff. So, I gotta get
Why
Sean on
not?
here.
So, if you're going to talk about the metaverse and the Oasis and all of that, like, where's your freaking VR headset? Because, see, the thing is,
I don't have one.
but here's the complaint, Noah. The complaint is, dude, VR is like living the dream right now. AR has future for a dream. This is AR is back in like the DK1 days. And VR right now has Oculus Quest 2. Oh, you know, one thing I did want to do, guys, one thing I want to do sometime for Noah is I want to do a stream where we try to raise $328 or whatever it is so we can get this guy an Oculus Quest 2. America, it is your job to buy Noah an Oculus Quest 2. All we need is 328 people. 328 people to donate $1, and we can get Noah an Oculus Quest 2, and we can send it to him. Yeah, do it for Noah. Let's do it for Noah. Let's send him an Oculus Quest 2. No, but really though, do you think if you had an Oculus Quest 2 and it worked out well for you and like you're exploring all this VR stuff. Now, I know you were mentioning to me, though, it's like, dude, I don't have any money to be buying games. But there's a lot of free stuff. There's a ton.
Yeah,
there's tons of free stuff. There's tons of demos.
On the web. Yeah, I know. I can't even get Discord up and running on it. I know.
So what do you think about that, Noah? Do you think you should journey to the land of the Oculus Quest 2?
I could definitely give that a shot if I. I don't want to dump on Magic Leap though. I don't want to, but I do want to give VR a shot. I was definitely willing to give VR a shot when I was at LeapCon, but there was like this one VR headset I tried. It was a really old one though.
What's the most? Wait. Let me ask you this: what is the most recent conference type thing that you've been to? I guess nothing this year, right?
Just that one.
Oh, just that one.
I've just not been to any other. I want to so bad. I wanted to go to AWE. I couldn't go to it. I couldn't get out of the house.
So you've only been to one, the Los Angeles one.
Yeah, LeapCon.
But how many days was that?
2 for me and 5 for some others. People were there more often than they were at the hotels, you know.
Yeah, you know, so right now, Noah, what I'm taking a look at is this like volumetric video technology that Google is working on, where you can kind of move around within the actual video scene and you can kind of pause it and move around and
I'm watching.
Pretty amazing stuff. What do you think about that? Like, I mean, this is more of a VR related topic, but what do you think about this idea that we have not seen any kind of video revolution at all when it comes to VR, AR, we haven't seen this like next generation video equivalent of like.
I think they're still building it, honestly, for AR especially. I mean, it takes an entire infrastructure, cloud, everything, meshing, all this stuff. They're building it, and they want to build it before they can actually publish everything. I mean, okay.
Well, look at all these cameras that this Google thing is using. I mean, it's got like hundreds of cameras.
Is that DeepMind? What is that?
I don't know.
Maybe Sean knows. Is that DeepMind?
I know it's Google's technology. So basically, they just have a ton of different cameras, and they sync it all together so that you can kind of move around. You have a small amount of space that you can move around.
I think it's Street View. I have a friend named Sean who's in the chat. His name is Thwaxo here. He talked to me about like basically having an Enter the Oasis type style thing, where you would pay 25 cents, and you would enter the Oasis, and when your 25 cents is up, the only way it can be up, by the way, is when you actually die in your Oasis. You die in your version of the Oasis, and by dying, what I mean is that your character is killed. Not you. And when your character is killed, your stats are, I thought maybe this would be cool, but your stats would be boosted. You would rank up, everything would maybe just reset. That's what he said to me. He said everything would reset, but you would also gain something else. I don't know what, but you would lose all your gear or something. I don't know. It was something like that. It was like some kind of a system and be put in place where you would lose things and you would gain something else, like a point or something like that. I don't know, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
like
think
it was like okay, yeah. So let me hit it. Wherever you died in that thing, whatever app you were in, whatever game you were in, you just die in that. And yeah, go ahead.
no, it's just in terms of like a metaverse like you're talking about and dreaming about is just man, it's very far away, I think. Like how many years
It's
realistically do you think it'll be before we're going to see something to that effect?
I don't know, but I think it's a little bit monetized it was modeled after the novelization of Ready Player One. Yeah, he's right. It is definitely modeled after Ready Player One. Yeah, that's definitely Ready Player One style thing. Yeah, that was his idea. Also, I think everyone else's idea. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a little bit like around 3 to 4, maybe 5 years before we actually see that fleshed out a little bit.
I think it's going to be like 25 years before
No,
we
2020,
like
2025. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be soon.
I don't.
I think about 5 years away.
But it's like what have we ever seen that has given us any glimpse of something like that? You know? Like what's the
Uh,
closest thing to that right now? The Wave
the
VR?
I don't think
Have you
so.
ever done the Wave VR? See, there's a lot
Never,
of experiences. Like you're kind of limited by not having a VR headset of some type, Noah. And now, will you say this though? Like looking at the Oculus Quest being 299.99, like
and it's
that's
better than the Index. Better than the Index.
well, that's debatable. In certain ways, it might be better than the Index. In other ways, not so much. I mean, that's debatable, but I think better controllers than the Index, and I think it has the ability to be used wirelessly through virtual desktop with your PC, which is kind of incredible as well. Um, yeah. So, what do you think about that, though, in terms of just that being available for $299.99? But even for you, it's like that's still too much money, right? Like it's got to be what $99?
For me to be able to buy, it's ridiculous. I can't convince anyone to buy any. I have a problem. I'm disabled. I can't control my own money,
Yeah, yeah. So you're under a budget.
and I can't even control my own money. I'm disabled, and to an extent that I can't buy anything on my own.
I think you could learn to do more though in terms of like you're disabled, but you can still operate computers. And so if you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
operate computers, you could probably like if you were willing to do all the Twitter media type stuff that you do and do it as a person for hire for companies that need somebody that is going to be tweeting every
I
five
can't
minutes.
really do it if I'm not excited about it. That's the problem. I can't be excited for something I'm not actually excited for. So I can be excited for AR, for VR, all that stuff, but I kind of can't do it for something if I don't actually mean it. It's kind
Well,
of
you
weird.
got to find stuff that you're really interested in, but it might be a little bit indie, and they might be able to use somebody like you. I'm gonna so basically one of the things that I want to talk about real quick, Noah, is
Yeah.
there was this quote from the head of Sony, the head guy at
Yeah.
PlayStation, and
Okay, Sony or PlayStation? Which one?
Sony and PlayStation. It's the same thing,
Okay,
right? So
so the Sony group.
yeah, so here's this quote. The guy Jim Ryan. I did a show on this about a week ago, and he said, "We definitely believe at some point in the future, VR will represent a meaningful component of interactive
Yeah, that's
entertainment.
right. That's right. That's right.
Will it be this year? No. Will it be next year? No. But will it come at some stage? We believe that." Okay, so this guy came out with this quote, right? And everybody saw this quote and everybody kind of went into a panic because this guy is the freaking CEO of Sony and he's
Sony,
saying
yeah.
he's saying that VR is not a meaningful component of interactive entertainment. He's saying it's not right now. And he's saying it won't be this year and it won't be next year, but it's going to happen at some future point in
No,
time.
he's
But
okay.
wait a minute, wait a
So
minute. So
yeah.
all these people ran off to the races and they said, "Oh my God, PlayStation VR is dead. You can't use PlayStation VR with PlayStation 5. It's all, this is all a nightmare, right? Oh my God, I can't believe it's dead.
Okay, so that's where this is coming from? Okay, gotcha.
No, but
No, he's saying...
but so anyways, all of that happened, right? Then what happened is a bunch of people said this, Noah. A bunch of people said this. They said, "No, you're getting it all wrong. He's not talking about PlayStation VR. He's just talking about VR in general. He's saying VR in general isn't going to be that big of a deal for a couple of years. He's not talking about PlayStation VR. You guys are reading in stuff into this that doesn't even exist." Okay, and so here's the point I have to make, Noah, and tell me if I'm wrong on this. So, okay, if this guy was misinterpreted, if everybody got this guy completely wrong and they thought, oh my God, PlayStation VR is dead, but they got it completely wrong. And so all these different websites are writing stories about PlayStation VR seems to be in real trouble. PlayStation VR might not work with PlayStation 5. All these places are writing stories. So if all of that happens, if you're the CEO and you were misinterpreted, wouldn't you do freaking backflips? Wouldn't you do handstands? Wouldn't you do triple jumps to come out with a new statement that says we were completely misinterpreted? No, we very much will have VR games this year, next year, the year after that. Where's the freaking statement? Where's the statement, man?
You wouldn't do it if it was on your agenda to surprise people with another thing on something else that you have planned for something else. I don't know, but I think he's been completely misinterpreted. I think he said something about, we definitely believe at some point in the future VR will be a meaningful component of interactive entertainment. He means it will be a meaningful component
in the future. Yeah, a meaningful component in the future, which means it's not a meaningful component right now.
Yeah, and a part of it is a part of the whole. Part of the whole is going to be VR, but it's not the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's in the future. So he said in the future, but he said not next year, not this year, but at some point. Doesn't mean the year after next, but it means at some point. He doesn't have a timeline for that.
But the point that I'm trying to make here, though, is everybody's saying, look, this guy was totally misinterpreted. PlayStation VR is not dead. There's going to be plenty of PlayStation VR games. They're going to be coming on PlayStation 5. It's going to work with PlayStation 5. They just haven't announced anything yet. We're reading too much into this. That's what people said about this. And if that was true, I'm saying, look, if that was true, then there would be a statement from Jim Ryan that would say, I was misinterpreted in the Washington Post interview, and no, we're 100% behind VR. Like, they would make a statement. Sony would come out and say, no, we were misinterpreted. They would follow it up. They wouldn't just let it go. They wouldn't just let all these websites say PlayStation VR is dead, and they'd be like, oh, we were misinterpreted. PlayStation VR is dead. We've been misinterpreted, but we're not going to say anything about it. We'll just keep quiet about it. We won't tell anybody anything.
It's kind of like Sony's MO to just come out with something first and then come out with a statement after they come out with something. You know what I mean? That's what Sony really does. They do things and then they come out with a statement after they do things. That's what Sony's MO has really been for the last 10 years, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I wanted to say about that is just, I'm like, look, I could agree with people. The people that say he was misinterpreted, I could agree with that. But if that was true, then the following Tuesday or the following Wednesday, Sony would release a new statement saying we were misinterpreted. We fully back VR. We're going to have VR games this year. There's going to be VR games that work with PlayStation 5. They wouldn't keep it a freaking secret and let everybody say PlayStation VR is dead. Why would they just allow it to sit there like that? That doesn't make any sense. They're just going to allow all these websites to just have that story sit there, and there's going to be no response that says, no, this was a misinterpretation. If it really was a misinterpretation, anyways. Yeah, so, I mean, I talked to you about Like, why not jump on Apple VR? Why not jump on like Microsoft HoloLens type
It's
stuff?
not.
Or well, let me ask you this, Noah. I'm a fan of VR. I mean, I'm a fan of AR. I want there to be something AR that is really cool that I can get behind and I'm interested in. I haven't seen anything yet. When are we going to have a consumer device that a regular Joe Blow can go buy it for less than $1,000? So, like the brand new price is like $899.99 or less, something like that.
For VR or AR?
AR, AR.
I was thinking, yeah, you meant AR, yeah. So, well, that's a good question because most of them were right now are around that price. So I think it's gonna be like around
Like what? Like
2-ish.
the
2 to 3, maybe 2 to 3 years. I think 2 years, maybe 2 years.
In Real.
Uh,
Whatever happened to In Real? Don't they have those actually out in the public in Korea right now?
They had a few kits that shipped, but due to COVID, they had stopped shipping most of their kits. Even Tilt 5 didn't really get to ship because of COVID. They got millions of dollars, didn't really ship most of their kits because COVID, you know?
Yeah, yeah. COVID. I never heard of it. I
Coronavirus
never
stopped
heard
it.
of the vid.
COVID-19 did kind of stop it.
Have you got the vid yet?
No, you know what? What
The
vid?
vid. You got the vid? You got the vid? The COVID? You got the COVID.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? Some people were not able to sell a lot of their kits just because of COVID, honestly, though. I see what you did there with the joke.
Yeah, so let's take a look at In Real. Let's talk about In Real, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most exciting AR companies that you will ever see in your life. It is possible that their technology will completely change the game. Noah is here. He is aware of In Real, and he has decided to jump ship, and he will be sporting the In Real glasses. That looks pretty dope, though, right there. That looks pretty dope. Those look like classic glasses. 52-degree FOV.
Don't put words in my mouth.
52-degree.
Don't put words
Hey,
in my
so
mouth.
they sued this guy, right? You remember that?
Not him.
The
It
CEO.
wasn't him.
The CEO I'm talking about. Of In Real.
It was
Yeah, yeah. Magic. He used to work at Magic Leap?
He was an
Yeah.
employee until he got fired for stealing a certain patent ideas.
Yeah.
Or certain, certain designs, patent theft, things like that.
So yeah, it's kind of amazing
Pretty
though.
bad.
Like think about how much people were covering VR and AR, and there was a lot of coverage of AR for years and years and years. But
It's died down. I think it died down due to COVID, and this people are just sort of bunkered down, though. Honestly, working on things. Honestly, they'll be out with things next
we
year.
don't have a consumer product. Like there has not been a consumer product that a mass market kind of, like it has not had its 2016 VR moment. You know when VR made its like in 2016 when VR came back and it was like, okay, here's VR again, everybody. In 2016, AR.
Someone is saying in chat, I look like a spoiled rich kid. I am by no means rich. I just happen to have a really nice chair behind me. And I haven't had a chair like this one ever.
Noah is not
First
rich.
time.
I can tell you why he's not rich. Because if we bought him a Quest, like I was telling Noah, I was like, dude, I'm going to try to get you a Quest. We'll try to get people to donate for a Quest. And he's like, but I won't be able to buy any games. So no, I don't think Noah is.
Oh, does he mean the advertisement of the guy with the blue shirt?
Oh, the guy with the blue shirt.
Gotcha. I was like, okay, I was really confused if he meant that. Okay, he actually did mean the guy wearing the blue shirt at the top of the Unreal page. That was really confusing for a minute there.
Yeah.
No, that was a bad moment. That was badly timed.
Yeah, so available at LG U Plus in Korea. So you can get the InReal if you're in certain places in Korea right now, possibly. But you have to sign up with a cell phone plan.
South Korea, yeah. So there's an LG is also partnered with. I think LG also partnered with NTT Docomo, like the people that partner with ML. But yeah, they're selling a pair of glasses, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was another. Yeah, Unreal seems nice. Also, there actually are are a bit of a better pair of glasses. They have more content on them, but they're just, I don't know. I think if that's what they stole from them, then there is something good about ML2. I think that's what I think. And I mean, being a fanboy, of course, I have to say that, but I like it. I like AR. I like AR a lot. AR is just, VR also pretty dope, honestly. Whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know why. What VR have you tried? You tried something in VR, didn't you? Or one time?
No,
Or
I tried our roller. Okay, it was the one thing I ever tried was a roller coaster ride where you can't even
oh
move
my
your damn
god.
character. You're just sitting. You're sitting.
What was the
You're just sitting.
device?
You're
What
just
was the
sitting.
device?
It was a Gear VR with a
Oh
phone
my
inside of some kind.
god.
It was actually the night. It was nice. You know what? I got to try it though. But I'm not gonna complain about it because someone actually let me try their headset, and that was nice of them.
Yeah, but we got to get you a Quest, Noah.
I,
We've got to figure out a way. All we need is 1 millionaire in chat to say, you know what? This Noah guy has a Magic Leap 1, but has never experienced the joy of legitimate
Quest 2
VR.
no, they're right. They're right. Quest 2 would blow my mind, but I would love to try. I actually would love to try Beat Saber or something or not Beat Saber. What's the one called where there's like a green forest and you're just hitting monsters with a sword? Do you know what that one's called?
Where there's what?
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. It's like a forest. I don't know. I've seen one. You're in a forest. You're hitting monsters with a sword, going from flashing from monster to monster. I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you know if the Witness? Do you know if the Witness is in VR at all? Witness, is that in VR?
No, I don't believe that. That would have been great in VR actually too.
That's what I'm wondering because it's all in first person. The Witness would be great in VR.
Oh, Until You Fall, says Janred. But that one's super colorful. Is that the one? Oh, okay.
Okay, that's the one. Until You Fall.
Yeah.
How does he know?
Yeah, Until You
That's what I
Fall.
meant.
Yeah. But you haven't played like any VR games, dude. You are such a VR virgin. Like the only thing you've tried is a VR headset with a dumb roller coaster game on it.
And it was my first time. I haven't really jumped into it at all, but I have to.
Well, I mean, there's so things are really happening in the VR world. I wish they were happening in the AR world because I think it would be fun to like check it out as well, just because I'm open-minded like that. But like, dude, things are happening in the VR world. You should be here.
I want them to happen in AR. It's just not happening yet. I can wish I could make things happen in AR, but I don't get a chance to do things like that enough.
Well, dude, you do have a Magic Leap 1, and you could have been programming shit for a Magic Leap 1 by now. I mean,
that's what Waxo.
How many years have you had that Magic Leap 1? Do you remember what year you got it and what month it was?
Yes, 2018. It was the middle of. Yeah, it was after September. It was during September.
Wow. So it's been a full 2 years. So you've had it for a full 2 years.
I didn't make anything for it because I guess I just haven't.
No, but dude, there's YouTube. Like there's always ways you can learn how to program. If you've got time is valuable. Like if you've got time, take advantage of time because time is valuable. Like if you don't have money but you have time has some serious value for learning something.
Yeah, I'm really regretting not doing it now, actually.
Well,
honestly.
You still have time. I mean, how many people have a Magic Leap 1? Hardly anybody. You can, you could start programming on it now. I mean, maybe it'll still survive for a while and you'll have some kind of application that could run on it. And because the beautiful thing is you actually have a Magic Leap 1, so you could do some programming, then see what it looks like on the headset, then do some programming, then see what it looks like on the headset. You can kind of go back and forth with it. Oh, yeah. So is your Magic Leap 1 in the room there?
It's in the next room over.
Oh, he's saying that you can live stream and show off the Magic Leap. No one else is doing it who has one. Yeah, why don't you become like a Magic Leap YouTuber guy? You could have your own YouTube channel, Mr. Magic Leap.
I have, you know why? Because I don't have any money to pay for like apps to help me use
What? Dude, there's no money. What the hell? You don't need money for this. You get OBS is free. You get OBS.
No, I mean like editing
No,
software.
there's free editing software, DaVinci, whatever it's called. I'm using this Sony
I don't
thing
know.
that you can get for about $20 on Amazon, but you could get DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve. It's the free version of DaVinci.
Huh.
You just watch a
Okay.
couple YouTube videos that show you how to use it. Dude, you could have your own channel, man. You could be Mr. Magic Leap or the Golden
I
Leaper. The
wanted to do
Golden
a
Leaper. That'd be a good
I want
YouTube name.
I I wanted to do, yeah, but I wanted to do a podcast with Sean. We would just talk about what's happening on the subreddit lately and what we think is going to happen. Sean is Waxo
Yeah,
in the
do
chat.
that. You
The
could
other
have
guy.
a podcast like once every 2 weeks, but you could also have you
Mm,
could do little news stories. Like you could take little
yeah.
individual news stories and get videos for it, and then just have your voice talking recorded into the mic. You could put it in Audacity, and then you could add it into your program and have the video playing. You can edit it. You could have your own little channel, man. And you might be able, and with a
Yeah.
Patreon and stuff, you could possibly start getting some money coming in where you could then buy stuff like the Quest, or you could buy more software for your Magic. Is there any stuff that's on the Magic Leap one that you need money to buy that you haven't been able to buy that you would like to buy?
Yeah, but I don't think it's stuff that I bought some stuff when it was like um some of the stuff I bought was like the most wait, wow. The stuff I bought that was most expensive was at least the most 10 to 15 bucks. The prices are all low, but the stuff okay, the most expensive thing on the store I think is like 60 bucks, but there's like it's like insane that it's that much. Because it wasn't even designed to be an application for users end users. It was designed to be an application for people on the enterprise scale of things.
What's the
It
most
was more like an
expensive
enterprise
thing
app.
on there that like people really want to buy if they somehow had?
Well, the enterprise apps probably because those things are that's the game I was talking about. Enterprise app that was the most expensive one I think.
Okay.
It's like 60 bucks. Like 60 bucks.
What's
You know they're
Gourdborts?
probably
What's
gonna raise now.
Gourdborts?
Ouroboros
Yeah,
is free.
that's
It's
free.
free. It's free. Yeah, so it's a really cool
What
game
about like
actually.
the one that's from Insomniac? What was the one they did?
That was like 5 bucks. Also, you know, I heard that was free. No, it was it was 5 bucks. You know, I heard Growbars is going to be a completely different experience on the second headset. By the way.
Yeah, but the second headset, if it's not really going to be for consumers, I would think that I wouldn't think you'd get a Gourdborts.
Well, I heard that it will be a completely different version of the game, like the one you saw in the old video of them playing a game in the
Yeah, yeah.
office shoot up. It's going to be
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
what
the
I keep hearing.
original dream when we thought Magic Leap looked really good and we thought the field of view wasn't a
Yeah.
freaking little postage stamp. Man, dude, I wish
Well, bigger than
I
Hololens. Come on.
believed in the dream. Noah, I was there. I believed in the dream. Do you know that there were people, you remember me, because that's how you found out about me, right? You saw one of my shows talking about Magic Leap,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there were
yeah. I did
people
on
in
the
my
subreddit you
chat
posted.
that said, Anthony, Magic Leap is a bunch of crap. It's another Theranos. It's another Theranos. Magic Leap is a scam. It's another Theranos. Roni Abovitz is a
Let me
snake
get my
oil
popcorn.
salesman.
Let me get my popcorn. Hang on.
You know, Roni Abovitz is a snake oil salesman. And I was like, no, guys, no. I believe in this one. There's something about Magic Leap. I feel like it's time. Well, no, here's my argument back then. My argument is eventually there's going to be this time where some unbelievable breakthrough technology
Yeah,
is going to happen when
I
you're
hear it.
alive. Like think of the people that were alive when like telephones first started, or when the silent movies first
We wouldn't
started,
even know what's gonna hit us
or
when
like
that
when
happens. We wouldn't even
television
expect.
first showed up at the World's Fair or whatever. Like every once in a while there's something that comes, like the cell phone. And the thing is, a lot of times when it comes, it doesn't come like bam. It comes kind of slowly, and it works its way in slowly. See, that's the problem with VR and AR. Everybody was hoping that VR and AR would just hit with this incredible force and just dominate everybody right away. Everybody would have to buy it immediately. It was going to be so powerful, so amazing. But it's going to take 20 something years for this. Like the first AR that we do get is going to be pretty crappy, probably.
and then it'll be really good after that, and then it will be amazing, and then it'll be like you won't know what hit us.
If you were to look, yeah,
And it's gonna
so
be,
like when you think about Apple's AR headset that they're probably going to have, when you think about
it'll
Facebook,
be it'll be it'll it'll be I think it'll be meh, but we won't know it will be meh. I think you know what I mean.
what, Apple's AR headset or just all of them?
But we're not gonna know that until like a few years past, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jan Red says, when a proper consumer AR hits, it will be decent. Well, it'll be interesting to see something that is actually legitimate. You know, it'll be interesting to see
Yeah.
a product that really gets
Like
out there that actually, like something.
you'll have. Do you know what the metaverse definition is? Actually, the definition of the metaverse on Wikipedia is.
No.
It's literally it goes like this. Let me go to Wikipedia. Hang on. Okay, it's literally this. The metaverse. This is how it says it is on Wikipedia. I know the man who coined this definition. I actually have him on my Discord. Okay, and on Twitter. The metaverse, and this is what it says, is a collective virtual shared space created by the convergence of virtually enhanced physical reality and physically persistent virtual space, including the sum of all virtual worlds, augmented reality, and the internet. Then it goes on to say the word metaverse is a portmanteau, meaning combination of two words, or the prefix of meta, meaning beyond, and universe. The term is typically used to describe the concept of a future iteration of the internet, made up of persistent shared 3D virtual spaces linked into a perceived virtual universe. And that's what I'm going to stop reading that now.
Yeah, I don't even worry about the metaverse right now because we're so far away from there being anything compelling in that category that I almost think it's a waste of time even bothering with it. Like something like Facebook Horizon, like it'll be at least 20 years probably before I'll have any interest in one of those things. But eventually they'll have it, and eventually it'll be freaking incredible. But it's a long ways away. What I'm more interested in, though, is when you think about AR, Noah, one of the things that all these companies are going to have to figure out with AR is they're going to have to figure out scene recognition and understanding. You know, like what Qualcomm was doing, where you can read the room, you read the objects, you can see a table, you can see a chairs. Yeah, but I'm talking much more advanced than that. I'm talking about understanding object recognition with machine learning. So like being able to see a cat and a dog and know that that's a cat and it's a dog, it's moving. Knowing
that is slam. You want to know why with the cat walking in front of an object, can the object that's virtual like bounce off the cat while it's moving, basically.
Yeah, and Facebook calls it live maps, and Qualcomm calls it scene recognition and understanding. And basically, it's like a spatial awareness is pretty much what we're talking about here. Spatial awareness and understanding, which is kind of, that's the next level, right? That was the magic verse. Like, remember the whole idea of the magic verse?
Yeah. Well, it's still happening.
Yeah. So what do you think about that in terms of like the technology to like be able to add tables and chairs? I mean, this is things that VR headsets are going to need to be able to do in the not too distant future. And Apple, I'm sure, like when Apple is doing their AR stuff, it's going to be very important for you to be able to be in your kitchen, and you can make a cup of coffee, and you could even be making dinner, and you can have your AR headset on and still have AR stuff going on at the same time.
Yeah, that's going to be important. I'm watching the video you're playing now. That's important.
Yeah, this is the Quest 2, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to raise $328 US so that we can buy our boy Noah an Oculus Quest 2 and have it sent directly to him. Or if someone from Oculus is watching this right now and you would love to send Mr. Magic Leap a Quest 2. So if you can see, can we convert Mr. Magic Leap and turn him in to Mr. Questicle?
Well, I mean, okay. I want to try more things, Sam, but I want to abandon my favorite company. You know, I mean,
Yeah, bro. You really should.
I want to try. I don't want.
No, you don't have
They
to
didn't do that
abandon
for me,
your
so I can.
company. You don't have to abandon
No,
your
no, no.
company, but
Okay, they didn't do that for me so I could stay locked inside one device. They did it for me so I could try more devices. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah. It's just, I mean, you'll hold on to your Magic Leap 1. It's not going anywhere. The problem is just the Magic Leap 1 as like this like consumer breakthrough device that didn't happen. And so now they're pivoting.
Can I just say one thing? It was never supposed to be their first device. Their first device that was the consumer one, but I don't think that really went through.
Well, the problem is there was, dude, we did not put the gun to their head and force them to make that little advertisement with the whale and all that shit. I mean, you got to admit, Magic Leap like got what they effing deserved ultimately. That their hype was beyond anything you could possibly imagine. Like they had some of the most ridiculous hype of any company ever. I bought into it lock, stock, and barrel because I thought, you know what? Eventually there is going to be a telephone or an AM radio or some crazy ass shit
or
is
like
going to happen.
iPhone of
Yeah,
AR,
yeah.
iPhone of AR,
iPhone or like actual AI.
There's gonna be a moment. There's gonna be a moment. Yeah, when something like what you're seeing there actually happens, but in AR. That is the Ghostbusters thing, isn't it?
This is some Void thing. I don't know. I'm just running miscellaneous trailers.
The Void VR. Yeah, I've seen Void VR. I haven't been in it, but I've seen it on YouTube. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, this is honestly this area of. I would love to work on making some type of game that uses a physical space and where people go through it, like groups of people go through it or individual people go through it, and it's like an online type thing. I would love to work on that, man. That would be the dream, honestly.
Yeah.
Like to be working for some company that had like multi-million-dollar backing and making interactive experiences with lots of physical correlations and heat and, you know, and air, cold, all kinds of stuff. Shaking floors.
It looks amazing. Yeah. A lot of mocap going on there, I see.
Could you imagine, dude, imagine this if there was a Skyrim kind of a game. Okay, imagine this, Noah. You go inside this...
In AR or
no,
AR?
VR. Okay, so you go inside this warehouse, right?
Yeah.
A gigantic-ass warehouse. And they basically make it...
Dude,
make it a small little area in Skyrim where there's hills. There's like a fake river with like a bridge that goes over it. You can get in boats and shit.
Here's what I thought about. This is what I thought about. I thought about that, but an AR aspect of it, and also thought a little bit about it in VR. Like AR, if you had that, like you had like these. I thought about like domes. You know what I mean by domes? Essentially your warehouse. It was essentially your warehouse thing you just said, but like a dome thing. Okay, so they had that in. You know what they had that in a show of? They had that in Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. The actual show, like the one on TV, with the holograms. I mean, that actually would be kind of amazing to have in AR or VR.
So JanRed94 in chat says, I don't think the Void experiences make more money than if they would release it for the general consumer. Yeah, no, they're definitely...
Skyrim in VR would be amazing, and the Void VR would be absolutely cool.
Yeah, just any kind of thing where you're actually, like, you have to go up a bunch of steps, and there's physical steps in real life, and you're going...
I don't want to have to go up some hallway to get to my experience. I want to go in like an actual... I want to be like in a... Yeah, what you said is actually...
But what I want is I want to be able to touch things and for it to be like, I'm sitting on this bench, and it's a physical bench.
Oh, yeah.
And then also, imagine this, Noah. What if you could have actors... that, you know, like in Disney, you know, like when you go to Disneyland and they have people that are pretending they're like the princess or whatever, and they walk around Disneyland, they're actors, right? What if you had actors that were motion captured, tracked, and they would be in the physical space of this like Void experience, and they're in the VR game, but they're tracked, and like, I don't know.
What if the actors didn't have to know they were acting? What if that was how it went? Somehow they were merged into the experience
No,
in
what
some
if they
way.
they knew exactly they were acting and they have to play a very specific role? It's almost like Westworld. It's like, I'm going to be this actor in Westworld. I'm going to get shot by the guy, but I'm going to touch the guy. I'm going to grab his left arm or something because it's all part of the experience.
You know, you mean Westworld the movie or Westworld the show? Because the
The
movie was the
show, the
old movie and
show.
it was really,
Yeah.
yeah. You never
No, the
seen the movie, have
original
you? You
Westworld
seen the-
movie is one of, dude, I love science fiction movies from the 70s. It's my favorite genre of all time.
It was one of my dad's favorite movies. I saw it growing up, and my dad used to love that movie. Well, he would watch it every like Saturday, Sunday. I don't know when I was like a
Yeah.
kid. It was the black hatted cow. They got the same design in the show too. It was
Dude,
kind of cool.
Westworld, yeah, the Westworld movie, the original movie, incredible, unbelievable. But yeah, imagine if you went to the void, though, you're in some kind of experience, but
Yeah.
there's other physical people that are in the experience, but they're actors and they're just playing a role and they're part of the experience that you're in. Yeah, I'm trying to think like the way I would see AR coming into a lot of this stuff would be like, you know that Buzz Lightyear ride that they have at Disneyland? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we're all just
The Buzz Lightyear
Buzz.
ride at Disneyland?
I haven't seen it. We're all just role players at this point. We haven't
Yeah.
seen it. No.
Because that I could see there being lots of AR things where you're like riding along, you're wearing your AR headset, and then in certain areas things are activated where it's a perfect background for whatever is going to AR is going to happen in front of the background.
You know, I gotta go get my new clothing at some point today. I was gonna go get some
Yeah, no,
clothes
we can
today.
bounce right
You know,
now if you want to. If you want to bounce, we can bounce. But I just want to talk about this because there is so many people on different programs and different subreddits and stuff are basically like defending Sony on this entire PlayStation 5 VR thing. And I don't understand the concept here because the thing is, if everybody misinterpreted what Jim Ryan was trying to say, if that really happened, then Jim Ryan would reissue a statement, a later statement that would say, oh my God, you completely misinterpreted what I was trying to say. Sony is very much supporting VR. We've got so many VR games that are on the way. We got VR games that are coming on a regular basis. He could have done something like that, and we didn't get anything like that. And that tells me that it wasn't misinterpreted. You know, why would there be a misinterpretation? Like why would they just not respond ever? Like they've been, I mean, Upload VR had stories that like they had stories about it that I don't think you would just let these stories just go. Let's see here. I'm trying to get Noah off of here, and let me see if I can get this. And yeah, let's go to Upload VR. I'm going to check Upload VR really quick because they've had stories on this. And I don't think Sony would just let a story just sit there like that if it's like this negative story. Editorial: Sony is letting PSVR owners and the industry down in the transition to PlayStation 5. Like, why would you leave that story? That story has been sitting on the front page. This story right here, this editorial by Jamie Feltham, this has basically been sitting on the front page of Upload VR for like a week. This has just been sitting here for an entire week. And Sony's had all this time to like say, no, you've got it wrong. You've completely misinterpreted what we're trying to say here. No, everything's fine. There's going to be VR games on this. There's going to be VR games on that. Sony's had an opportunity to do that. They've had plenty of days to correct this so-called misinterpretation. I mean, it could have been a misinterpretation too. I was like, I have no problem with it being a misinterpretation. Like, I could totally see it being a misinterpretation, and I could totally see them correcting it. And it's like, oh, we did overreact. I could have way overreacted. But if that happened, there would have been an announcement last Tuesday or last Wednesday. And we didn't get any kind of an announcement like that. So I don't believe this is an overreaction. This is the straight up reality. Sony is walking away from VR in a certain kind of a way. I mean, what's the other thing that we talked about? The other thing that we talked about, back to the webinator here. But yeah, so if I look at the upcoming most wanted PlayStation VR games, you'll notice something a little bit disturbing about it. So we see, Hitman 3 After the Fall, which now has been delayed into 2021. Nobody's shocked by that. Sniper Elite VR, Undead Citadel, Solaris still coming to PlayStation VR a little bit later this year. Wraith, Firmament, Blunt Force, Humanity, Vin VR Adventure, Ilzia, Redemption's Guild, Tarzan, Alvo, Panzer Dragoon, Starchild, Blast On, Cookout, AD 2047, Zero Caliber, Dash Dash World, VR, Traffic Jams, blah, blah, blah. So, so there's still games coming to PlayStation VR. Not that many really major heavy hitters, but where's the Sony game? There's no Sony game on this list. That's kind of weird. This is the first time it's ever been like this since Iron Man VR was released like July 3rd. On July 3rd, when Iron Man VR came out, that's the last time that we've had a big Sony developed VR game that was waiting in the wings. There is not a Sony game that we know of that's coming in like, oh, there's this big Sony game, it's coming in late February. There's a big Sony game, it's coming next March. You know, right? Mission VR is coming in March, dude. It's the hugest game. It's Sony, bro. We don't know of anything. There's no big Sony game that is on the way right now for PlayStation VR. That is disturbing in a major sort of a way. So, I mean, and people say, everybody's like overreacting. Sony's not backing away from VR. God damn, I don't know. If they're not backing away from VR, then what does backing away from VR look like? Now, the one thing that is helping Sony in an unbelievable sort of way, I mean, it is helping Sony like you would not believe, is the fact that they've had incredible support from third parties. Incredible support from third parties with like Pistol Whip and all the different games that have been coming from PC VR platforms have been translated over to PlayStation VR, like Twilight Path recently from Charm Games just came out. Ninja Legends just came out on PlayStation VR. They're always getting PC VR ports that are making the journey over to PlayStation VR, and that's helped it a little bit. But it's super bizarre that there isn't one really big PlayStation VR game that's coming from Sony that we're waiting for. We don't have a single one, and that has never ever happened before that I'm aware of. There's always been at least one really big PlayStation VR game that was floating out there in the future, and I don't see that. So, that's pretty crazy. So another thing I wanted to mention, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to download this before the show, but I can go ahead and just go to it live. VR365 in the news, folks, in a real game trailer. Pretty amazing. Did you guys see this? The Z-Race cinematic trailer, VR365. Look at that. The logo on the ship, pretty incredible. Rendered reality, pretty amazing ship for rendered reality, by the way. So Exocus, the developer, these are the guys that developed Fighting Clans, and this is their next big game. It is called Z-Race. It looks a little bit like Wipeout in a certain way, and that is the VR365 ship. There's other ships. They've got a lot of different YouTubers. That, I believe, is BMF. Really cool colors on that particular ship as well. Virtual desktop. They even got virtual desktop logos. Eric for President. Steve Knows. All kinds of different various YouTubers are in this trailer for Z-Race. And looks really cool. Now, this is a cinematic trailer. This is not... You know, it's not actual gameplay footage. But yeah, it does look pretty sweet. Definitely amazing. Like, look at that. The VR365 logo is like, how did this happen? How the F did this happen? I guarantee you there was somebody that saw this trailer, some random person that saw this trailer that knows VR365 a little bit, but not very much, and is like, why is VR365 like the featured logo on this thing? That doesn't make any sense at all, right? Well, see, the background story of this is one of the developers at Exakis is a very big fan of VR365. One of the developers that works there every day watched a ton of VR365 and regularly watches VR365 and asked me about having the logo. And I was like, hell yeah, you can put the logo on anything you want. Absolutely. This is like a straight up bucket list achievement, I got to admit. Now, one of the things that I've said before, guys, is I said before that I had a place design these logos for me and I paid way too much money. It's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing how much money I paid for some of these different logos that I got. And VR365 was one of the logos. There were 3 different logos, actually. VR Game Rankings, VR365, and one other thing as well. And I thought, oh my God, I paid way too much for this logo. I wasted all this money. But one good aspect of it is my logo has appeared in a trailer for like a real legitimate VR game. This is a bucket list achievement. You know, it might be a pretty small bucket list achievement, but hey, I will take it. I will gladly take it. And yeah, that rendered reality ship looks freaking incredible. Like the rendered reality, like I really love the colors on the rendered reality ship. Yeah, so that is Z-Race. That is the cinematic trailer. I believe this game is scheduled to arrive early in 2021, and I believe there's going to be a beta, possibly a closed beta, open beta. I'm not exactly sure, but that's going to be coming, I think, later this year. And so it'll be interesting to see like legit actual gameplay for this, see what this game is like. But it does have a smooth look. And what a brilliant idea also for these developers, a brilliant idea to include all these different YouTubers in your game with their logos, because I mean, that's brilliant, because we're all, of course, all of us are going to talk about this. We have to talk about this. There's our shiny logos. How are we not going to talk about our shiny logos when our shiny logos are right there? So yeah, you're going to have everybody talk about it. And I bet you this developer, like I bet you everybody and their mama that has had a YouTube show of some type is like hitting them up and saying, why is VR365 the first logo? Like, why ain't you got Nathy up on there or something like that? But yeah, it looks pretty cool. So definitely interested in seeing how that game develops out a little bit later on. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of VR365. The interview with Noah didn't quite go. It didn't have the magic that we had the other day. And it's an unfortunate thing because sometimes that happens. The other day I was talking with Noah. We were on our mics, but none of it was being recorded. And it was solid gold. And I tried to recreate that with that interview tonight. Didn't quite work, but oh well. We did have some fun anyway. At least I got something out there of some kind of video out there that people can chew on. So a little something, something. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode of VR365. It's coffee time for me, and I will see everybody next time. So everybody have a good one. Take it easy, and later.
We were talking in the little private call.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. We'll just go with the flow, man. We will go with the flow. Okay,
Yeah.
I believe we are live on Twitch, ladies and gentlebots. We are currently live.
Okay. Yeah, Yeah, I got like an ad on your channel right now.
Yeah. So anyway, when we first start the show, if you have me on some kind of audio, try to have it down low so we don't get.
It's not even.
Okay.
It's just muted, and I have an ad for McDonald's. Okay, I can see myself now. I just muted it on your Twitch.
Yeah,
There we go.
I wait a little while. Like when it comes to a Twitch broadcast, you want to wait a little bit. You want to give it a little bit of time and allow for people to filter in. Noah is in chat. Noah, we've got our first guest, Noah.
Hello.
Noah is in chat.
Yo. Also the first person chatting. Oh my god. So what's up?
Yeah, so basically we are kicking it. Well, we're just kicking it and checking out what is going on. So right now I'm talking with Noah, and one of the things that we're going to get into today is basically this idea of being Mr. Magic Leap and being just 100% into Magic Leap, and then everything that happened with Magic Leap over time, you know, the roller coaster ride, the interesting situations that have developed, and that's what we're going to get into. So the other day, what happened was me and Noah were just chatting in Discord, and we turned on the microphone and we were talking. So we had our mics going and we were just talking back and forth. And I was like, Noah, I was like, dude, this is like pure gold. This is pure podcast gold. This conversation that we were having was just absolutely awesome. And I was like, but dude, we're doing this conversation and no one's hearing this. This is a problem.
Yeah, I remember that. It happened like about a day or two ago. Hello. Someone's in chat named Carrie MG VR. Hello.
Yeah, Carrie MG VR. Carrie MG VR in the building. Yeah, so...
Honestly, I don't think anyone...
No, what were you going to say?
I don't think anyone here is really going to care that much about this broadcast as much as the other ones, because, you know, it's about, like, my sort of thing.
Dude, you are Mr.
Care.
Magic Leap. You are Mr. Magic Leap. Everybody has to care about that. Like, what is a more exciting topic right now in the world of VR gaming than Magic Leap? Like anybody gives a rat's ass.
Well,
Dude, okay, check this out. Nobody really cares about Magic Leap, but we care about you, Noah, and we care about some interesting stories and some interesting ideas.
No, that's not good.
I don't know what happened, but it was very loud. So anybody that is, you guys that are watching this right now, I apologize. I'm trying to get something that I can put. Oh, I know what I can put over here. Twitch Prime sub for free. Yeah, let me see if I Twitch Prime sub for free. Hell yeah, baby. Because everybody should do this. If you do have Twitch Prime, you should sub for free. Okay, so now let's go ahead and switch up some stuff over here in the trailer window. Let me see what I can find over here. Yeah, so basically on Discord very recently, I was talking with Noah, and it was pretty freaking awesome. And we knew that we should do an actual real show here. So that's what we're trying to do.
It's only the third one we've done, I think. We're doing now, third one. I think this is our third show.
Yeah,
right?
we've done quite a few of them,
we've done two others. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw this picture on the screen. Classic, baby.
Go ahead.
Classic.
What picture is this? There are many guys who got free Magic Leaps, by the way. It's not just me.
But you were Mr. Magic Leap. It was incredible. Okay, so let me go ahead and be able to do a standardized intro here. Ready, set, go.